Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket Show. I'm Armando.
I'm Derrick.
Welcome. I'm glad you guys made it out today. We got a good lineup for today.
Yeah, we sure do. Absolutely.
I'm hoping for a great show. I hate to say it's going to be a great show because I don't really know yet.
Yeah, for sure. But I've got a good feeling today.
We put good stuff in it.
I got a good feeling.
And you're part of that good stuff. I'm so glad you made it out. How'd they let you out of the house?
You know, it's one of those things. I'm just so thankful to be able to be out. It's a little chilly outside, but it feels really good. And looking forward to a fantastic show today.
Yeah, we've got Jennifer Lundquist, Realtor. She's got some events she wants to talk about, some community-centric stuff.
Of course,
she said. So,
of course.
And you know, we're hoping for the best there. I'm curious on what she's going to bring to the table, but local events, she says, are very important to her. So we're going to share those out today, as well as the Riot Comedy Club.
Riot Comedy Club. I'm fired up to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now they're upstairs over at GuadalaHARRY's, located right downtown on the square.
Yep.
And that's Harry from GuadalaHARRY's. It's his place. And the group's called the Riot Club.
The Riot Club.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where they got the name from. I'm curious to explore that.
And it's a circuit from what I understand. And we're gonna let them speak to that. We have Mr. Henderson here on the show today. Harrison, sorry. He's going to be here today to tell us all about that and the calendar. And so really what's upcoming is the calendar. And one of the nice things about this is I think the circuit goes all over Texas, and who knows how much further we'll ask when they get here. But one of the things that's really neat is I can mention most of the acts that are coming, and
we know them.
We know them.
We know them. Yeah. Whether they be social media videos or different things. I mean, it's going to be really cool to have a conversation about that. Looking forward to it.
Super funny guys.
Absolutely.
You know, really, it was stuff that I'm belly laughing the entire show. And I love a budding artist, a budding comedian, someone new, a new jazz artist, and those are always wonderful. But, you know, when you bring a guy that's 80 plus,
there's something to be said for that, right? There's something to be said for it.
Some tenured comedic experience on the table. Well, let's get this show started.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to welcome to the show from the Riot Comedy Club, Harrison. Harrison, welcome.
Man, awesome to be here. The energy is unbelievable from you two. I feel like I'm not going to be able to match it. I'm very nervous.
Wow. Well, don't be nervous.
This is exciting.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. This is my orangest hoodie that I have, and I thought you guys would like that.
I do.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
I enjoy the orange.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm glad you made it out. And where do you come from? Where do you hail from? Where's Riot Club located? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we started in Montrose, so down in Houston. I actually live in Conroe, so this was a big thing for me. I started doing comedy down in Houston. That's just kind of where the scene is.
You're a comedian.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it is my life. And I started doing comedy down in Houston where the scene was, and just having to drive 45 minutes both ways every night stunk. And I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, you should find a place here that wants to do comedy. And sure enough, I ran into Harry from GuadalaHARRY's, and he was the man. And we got it all set up, and now we're bringing comedy to Conroe. That's our big thing, is we're bringing comedy to Conroe.
But you bring big comedy,
comedy, not just little fuddy-duddy local guys. I mean, we're bringing big names. Like this weekend, we got Andy Huggins, which is, I mean, if you haven't seen him from on America's Got Talent, you haven't seen him on Instagram. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of views. I mean, he's phenomenal. I mean,
how old do you think he is?
Actually, he just talked about this recently. Everyone assumes that he's like 80 or 90. He's in his 70s.
Okay.
So, but I mean, he could be.
And his opening joke is usually, I just finished paying off my college loan.
Yeah. That's so great.
I'm like, man, he got me from the opener. Yeah. You know, and I just think he's hilarious. And I can enjoy his humor. It seems so real and from the hip. You know,
Houston legend. He's been here for a long time.
Has he?
Oh yeah, I've done hundreds of shows with him down in the city.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's out almost every night, which is shocking.
Really?
For his age, he doesn't get around very well, but he's out every night. It's funny. Sometimes we'll be doing a show, and everyone's not doing great, and we'll be like, man, this crowd stinks. And then Andy will go out and crush, and we'll go, oh man,
Yeah.
we stink.
It was us. It was us.
They're great. They just needed somebody to be funny. That stinks so bad.
That's great. And I was speaking of his get along. I mean, he was just out in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
With the Riot Club.
Yeah, so that we just opened up Riot Riverwalk, which is in San Antonio along the Riverwalk there. So that was exciting. I mean,
Is there water in there right now?
I have no idea.
They drained it. I saw. Did you see them drain it?
Yeah,
to clean it or whatever.
I went there
there's
recently.
some
Really looked odd.
Interesting things. I'm
Curious. I was like, I wish I was over there with one of those fishing magnets. You know,
you could probably pick up some stuff for
a
sure.
lot of car keys. Yeah.
And that one, I mean, the venue for that one is so cool. It's perfect for comedy. It is, it's interesting that the Riot was they were doing great in Houston for a long time. Decided to expand, and they went like boom, smack dab downtown San Antonio. Next choice, Conroe. I love that we were the next one. That's great. That's very exciting.
Still a triangle.
So perfect for comedy. What does that mean when you say that? What does that mean?
Room. So, and this is funny, comedy is a thing that we as comedians like to pride ourselves on being like, oh, we're so funny, blah blah blah. I mean, there are so many parameters that have to be perfect for comedy to really excel.
Okay.
Like when you first start, you do a lot of bar shows and you realize like that's not good.
Right.
So like a room like this is why Riot Conroe I think is going to be amazing. GuadalaHARRY's that venue upstairs.
Yeah.
It's got really low ceilings. It's
Okay.
very important. So laughter reverberates off the ceiling.
Okay.
It's they can make the room very dark and the stage really bright, which is very important. People don't want other people to see them laughing at jokes sometimes. And then also, I mean, we've been able to kind of partition downstairs and upstairs so where we can make it pretty quiet in the room. So it really is like a speakeasy. It's like an intimate place.
Okay.
And so then that's San Antonio's got the same thing. It's got the lowest ceilings you've ever seen in your life.
Really?
The tightest tables. Everyone is right on top of each other, and it's pitch black in the room, and that's perfect.
But the right on top of each other's got to be a big part of it too, right?
is.
I mean, everyone's right up. It's exclusivity almost, right?
Yeah. Everyone's friends by the end of the show. You hear someone laughing, it makes you want to laugh just because it's kind of contagious. Yeah. And vice versa. Sometimes people aren't laughing, and you might think something's funny, but you go, they're not laughing. I'm not going to laugh.
Right. And you've got in April 3rd, you've got Isabel Hagen coming on your show, and I've been a fan of her for a while online. Right? All YouTube video clipping, watching. She's funny. Really funny, and I get good laughs, and I've seen a few of her different sets, and a lot of them like a theater or an act. The act goes in its circuit, and then it comes to the end of the circuit, and then they come up with new material, and then there's a new circuit, right? But I understand the circuit being the same. So how many stops are in this Riot circuit?
For how many places do we have currently
that they go to that you tour them on?
Well, so I mean, all these acts, whenever they're building a new hour before they release it, they normally will stop by just a ton of clubs, and so the Riot is great because we have 3 locations as of now, so we can have someone who we are friends with their agent or we're friends with the person themselves, and we say, hey man, I know that you're doing the Funny Bone up in Cleveland. Why don't you come hit all 3 Riots, and you can do it back to back weekends. Oh, nice. Yeah. So they might go on a 50 city tour, but they're going to come through our 3 cities because, they like being a part of the Riot family and, getting to come to our clubs that are all run really well.
Well, Andy and Isabel aside, being that I would probably watch their show more than once, even if it was the same circuit, how often do they renew their act and then introduce hey, I got a whole new act. It's all ready to go. We're ready to go on tour again.
Typically, it's once you release the hour. So like you'll retire the material once you release it. So Andy hasn't ever put out a full hour, Andy Huggins, but he's put out a lot of like 10 to 15 minute videos that have gone massively viral. Yeah. So once those kind of pop off like that, you don't want to keep using that material because everyone knows the punchline. Right. And so once you put that out, it's burnt. Now you have to go back to the clubs and you got to work out the material. Just like any huge comedian like Bill Burr, any of those guys that do these huge arenas, theaters. Yeah. When they're working out their new hour, they're still going to come to the local club so they can work it out and try and figure out what they're going to do for their next hour. And then when
I'm scared ready, there. That scares me. I want to put that in before I forget it because I'll forget it. But it seems like the jokes, tend to not necessarily get stale, but different from place to place. Like I can go to San Antonio and everybody laughs at a certain joke, but then when I get to Conroe, it's crickets.
True.
Same joke.
Well,
right.
Yes,
just like me though. I mean, I used to say I want to put grass down on the yard so the kids don't get on the stickers, right? But same guy, same yard, same kids.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn! You're killing the grass. 20 years later, right? I mean, a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
How do you bring in this new? I don't even know what to call it.
You got to know your audience for sure. But I've always said that, and I heard this from someone else. I didn't come up with this, but a material is a material wherever you're at.
Okay.
So even if you're at a place where they might not, agree with your political take or something, if the joke's funny, they're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
And like really good comedians, they can come to a city like Conroe, even though they might be from New York City, they can come here and they are funny enough to be able to adapt to, still make people laugh who might disagree with them politically or anything like that, which is interesting.
So you're a comedian yourself. How were you the funny kid in the family? Like what's your story? Like how did this all start, right?
Yeah, funny kid in the family, funny kid in school,
Okay.
Also fat kid, also youngest sibling, like all those factors.
So they all played a part.
for sure. And
Right?
also I think it was like a constant need for attention and
Okay.
validation.
All right.
And then I did stand up for the first time, and you get your first laugh, and you go like, "That's what I've been wanting."
Yeah.
This is like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it becomes addictive, and then you go out every night, and that's
You're more like a husky kid.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about fat. I mean, I know. I remember when
Husky's
they
kind, I
kept
appreciate
asking me
that.
what size jeans do I wear when I was growing up, and I said husky.
Husky, I know.
They're like,
Yeah.
okay.
I would say
Like they knew what size I wore after
Yeah.
I said husky. It's like, okay. That's all I got.
I'd say-
I'm 13. I don't know what size pants I wear.
athletically big,
Athletically big. So you're an O lineman is what you're telling me, right?
but I was a right guard. Like I could pull.
Right, of course you could. You're athletic.
Yeah,
Right, of course. Yeah, I get it.
I mean,
I
small
get it.
forward on the A team in eighth
Yeah, of
grade
course.
for basketball.
Love it.
So, yeah, things went downhill quickly from there. But at that time, I was pretty.
You were making it
athletic.
happen. That's fantastic. I love it.
How do you feel about that No Child Left Behind program?
I don't even.
The all inclusive,
Oh well, I mean, that's the only program I've ever known. I was born in 2002. So
Oh yeah.
I grew
Well,
up.
I'm a pro advocate of don't make your fat kid run track. It's not going to be good for them.
I don't know. I think so. I would say we grew up in a time where it didn't matter what you were out there humping it. I mean, you had to make it happen, right? Regardless, there was
There's
no,
so many
there were no
differences
free
back
passes back in the day.
No,
I sound like the old guy, like you were talking about. Get off my lawn. I'm that guy right now. That's who I am. That's
you're
who I
killing
am.
the grass. Well, they were the only reason we planted it.
I'll say my wife and I just bought a house, and I've become that guy immediately.
Okay.
I as a kid, I railed against those guys, and now I own a house, and if someone comes into my neighborhood, I'm like,
So you work on the yard a lot.
Who are they? So when
don't
people
work in the yard. I
drive by,
basically-
do you look at them and make sure you know who they are? Right? You give them the eye. You're
Big
like,
time, big time.
like,
Because
who's-
I live
who's
in
this
River
guy?
Plantation, so we have all those little parks, So whenever I see someone coming into my
Right.
park, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know that car.
Yeah.
That's not.
It's all about perspective, right?
Because
Because your neighbor's probably looking over there going, he has no mulch stance. I mean, he's got no garden pose.
But he cuts his lawn at an angle, which is the rich way to do it, right? So there's always that.
Yeah. So it's there's other levels.
Yeah.
There's other levels. It's just about how you look at it.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember every time somebody would tell me to come out into the corner and tell us to slow down as me and my friends drove with the only guy who had a car.
Yeah.
And 15 kids in that sucker drive. Probably a big old Thunderbird, a land yacht of some kind, where it's like 8 pointed heads in the back,
Yeah.
Woo! Got music way too loud, and then some guy comes out and says slow down while his wife's
It's too
gardening.
loud. You're too old. That's what I've been
Yeah,
told.
and,
so.
and like 4 of the 8 give him the bird, as they go by, And his wife laughs. Leave those kids alone.
So when you think about like the material that you've developed, right? So you're like, how does that work? You're sitting in your place and you're consciously thinking about stuff, or you're out living life and something comes to you, right? Like kind of a musician. Like what does that look like?
Yeah, I've met people who it works both ways for them. For me, if I try and write something, I will write the worst thing that's ever been
Okay.
written. I cannot come up with a joke on purpose.
Right.
But living life, things happen. Once you start doing comedy, you start seeing things through a comedic lens.
Okay.
And so now when something happens to me, instead of thinking like, oh, that was crazy, I think, that's a joke.
Right.
I need to mull this over. I need to talk to myself about this and figure it out.
Yeah.
And so then, I try and have as many random life experiences as I can, like doing this right now. That way, whenever I'm driving home, I'm like, that was weird, right? And then I can start.
Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that Armando guy?
I was
What was his deal?
for
You
that.
can feel free to
I was wearing a sweatshirt.
I was
This guy
wearing
had
an orange
sport coat
sweatshirt.
on.
Armando's suited up.
host of the show. They make me do this. Don't let this jacket fool you.
Armando's the mayor, and I'm wearing an orange.
I am not the mayor. I'm not the mayor. No. There's a guy here. He's the mayor. He works here upstairs. We're here at City Hall, downtown Conroe, and the Lone Star Community Radio Studio here for the first floor. And you can feel free to like and follow, subscribe, make a donation. It's a nonprofit show. Just saying. Buy me a cup of coffee.
There we go.
Right down below. There's a link. You can click it. It's on the very bottom. Anyway, but if you can't do that, I get it, right? I mean, just like and subscribe, share it with a friend. We appreciate that. Or go out and see the Riot Club right over here at GuadalaHARRY's, right on the square downtown Conroe, to support these local businesses, because that's our initiative here. So that's what we're trying to do.
So where did the idea come from? I mean, obviously the upstairs space, it's cool. It's perfect, obviously, like you said, for comedy.
Yep.
Like where did the idea come from? Was it just, obviously you had the club in Montrose, you're like, okay, let's look for another spot. And this is the spot we're going to. Talk to me about how that came to happen.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. So I was working for a company called Don't Tell Comedy, which they produce local shows in like random venues. That's their whole thing. Is like you might do a show in a laundromat, you might do a show in a barbershop. That's their whole thing. And so I was one of the local producers, and so my job was to go and find locations. And I called the art gallery here.
Okay.
And they told me, we can only seat like 40 people, and it would cost you $200 to rent the space. And I said, go kick rocks. That's crazy.
Right.
But then they said, there is a place that you should come check out. It's above GuadalaHARRY's. And so I went to GuadalaHARRY's, and I talked to Harry about it. And when I pitched him the idea of Don't Tell, he was like, can we do it every weekend? And I said, no, it's like a once every couple months thing. But that like kept replaying in my head, and I was like, I need to get Brian from Riot, Riot Houston involved. He's the owner, and let's see if we can cook something up. And so Brian came up, and we all met together, me, Brian, and Harry, and struck up a deal just because I kind of fell into this, And then the second I walked in there, I went, oh, this is the perfect room for comedy.
Yeah.
This room's made for comedy.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So just by shopping around, you've found the spot that makes the most sense.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. Oh my gosh.
And it was really it was Harry from GuadalaHARRY seeing the vision. He wanted to do comedy every weekend, and I went, we can't do that with the current thing I was with. But I know someone who can, and then I got him connected with Brian. And
so now you're fully on board with the Riot Club.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So on January 30th and 31st, there's a showcase showdown kind of thing. 3 comedians. Are you amongst that group?
Yeah, it's not exactly gonna be like a showdown there. So it's a showcase, and so that's one thing.
I'm gonna put that word in there myself.
Showdown. You're thinking
showdown sounds like a contest.
That's what you were thinking of.
Yeah. But you doing that?
Yeah. I will.
You'll be there for
I'll
that?
be on that show. That's one thing I am excited about. Is we're gonna continue to bring in out of town comedians that you've heard of: Brian Bates, Andy Huggins, Joe Mackey from Gutfeld. I mean, there's gonna be lots of great names, and in the future, it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. But one thing we're going to start adding is these showcases, which are where there's going to be, 4 to 7 comedians. They're all going to be doing 10 to 20-minute sets. And you might not have ever heard of this person, but this is going to be someone who could be the next whatever. And so that's a big thing in Houston. They have headliners, but they have a ton of showcases where you can come and check out local comics and see who's come up and coming in the scene. And so we're bringing that here, and it's going to be a handful of Conroe guys because there's not a ton, and then we're going to be importing a bunch of like the local Houston guys who are killing it down there. We're going to bring them up here, that way the people of Conroe can see here's the future of comedy at these little rinky-dink local showcases, and you might see the funniest guy you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be exciting.
I like the showcase.
Showcase.
Whatever.
You're right.
Showcase.
That thing. And I was curious if you're one of those 3. Are there other artists? Tell me some of the guys that are going to be coming on after Brian Bates or during that weekend, and how it integrates with the featured comedian.
Yeah, so like for Brian Bates' weekend, it'll be like my friend Luis De Jesus, very funny Houston comedian, absolutely hilarious. He tours around colleges right now.
Okay.
He's going to be hosting, so he'll do the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to be the feature act where I'm going to do 20 minutes, And then Brian Bates is the headliner. He's going to come up and he's going to do.
You're doing the opening act, and now I
Yep.
read it, and it was like it came after. Of course, Brian's the headliner, so
Yep.
sorry, his name's going to be on title, but then
Yep.
it says also this is almost
Exactly.
Like, how does
And
this
then
fit?
once we have the showcases, then it's going to be, we'll have a host who does 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll have a second guy who goes 10 to 15, third guy, fourth guy, fifth guy. Everyone does 10 to 15 minutes. There isn't a headliner. It's just come watch 6 comics. You might hate one of them. You might love one of them. It's just you don't know what you're going to get. It's going to be fun.
Then y'all leave stage. Brian takes over.
Yep.
And you're doing it the following weekend as well.
Yep. Yeah. So starting 2 weekends from now, it's going to be every single weekend. We're going to have showcases. We're going to have a Thursday showcase, and we're going to have a late showcase on Friday, late showcase on Saturday.
So Conrad might think that's funny, but what if San Antonio does it? Or what if is San Antonio going to come first all the time?
What do you mean by that?
Because what if San Antonio doesn't laugh at a joke, and then the guy says, "Oh, I'm not going to run that joke in Conroe because I didn't get a good home run out there in San Antonio." And now we don't get to hear that joke that San Antonio doesn't seem to appreciate. Yeah. Maybe I don't either. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't let me fight a good thing, but I am curious about that filter. I mean, is the set the same once you swallow
some places,
the medicine?
yes. Some places like different jokes, but I think if the comedian believes in the joke, they're gonna keep working on it. And so if you go and bomb with the joke, you either are faced with, do I throw this away or do I figure out another way to tell it because maybe they didn't get it? And
All right, so that's where I want to go. The bomb. Okay, you're on stage. You're the guy, whether it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever set you're doing, right? You throw one out there and you believe in it. Like you're fully committed to it and it just blows up in your face. Like, how are you, like, what's happening at that moment in your mind?
You start sweating.
You start sweating.
I mean, so I can always tell if I'm having a good set or a bad set by how much I'm sweating. If I'm having a bad set, I will physically sweat on stage. You will see me go to rub some sweat off of my face because
I show on your poker hand.
It's not fun. It's not that feeling of, because like you said, you wholeheartedly believe in this joke. You wouldn't say if you didn't think it was
Absolutely.
funny. And a lot of times you leave a pause for laughter after you say the part.
Wait a second. What's going on here?
Laugh
Nobody's doing anything.
Isabel Hagen, who's going to be over at GuadalaHARRY's upstairs with the Riot Club on, she's April 3rd, and tickets are still on sale for that. And you can get those at Eventbrite, right?
Yep.
Okay. And so Isabel has a TikTok that is about using the same joke everywhere. And it has 100% different reactions wherever she said it. Yeah. So here's this joke in Oregon. Here's this joke here. Here's the same joke here, and here. And the reactions are, just totally different, and it's like, and the reason I brought that line of questioning up was because what if she killed it? I thought it was really funny. I'm like, that's a great joke. Yeah. I'm glad she didn't kill it when she got, a different reaction, right away. I think the test.
Well, I think that comedians are used to what you're saying, and this will probably blow y'all's mind. Most comedians, even during the week, we're doing multiple spots a night. So like on Monday of this week, I did 3 different shows, all in the city, just at different places in the city of Houston. And sometimes you're working on new stuff. Sometimes you're doing old, material that you just want to sharpen up, whatever. But I've had nights where I'm doing 3 shows or maybe even 2 shows at the same location. So like Riot Houston has a 7 o'clock, a 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. I've done a joke before on the 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and it has crushed on the 7 o'clock. It has bombed.
In the same place.
How do you do that?
Bombed on the 9 o'clock, and then I believed in it again, and it crushed on the 11. And so then I go home going, all right, well, this joke's 2 for 3.
It's a winner.
So, but in the middle show, when it didn't go over, all right, you have to be thinking, right? On the 3rd show, you'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do I roll this out again?
Yes.
Do you have something to replace it with? Like, do you have enough material in your head to be able to, probably do at this point,
Definitely,
right?
Definitely, yeah. But it's the big, like, when you first start, like your first couple jokes, you can kind of tell how they're going to be as a crowd.
Okay.
And also if you watch the comedians that go before you, like I'm a clean comedian. I only do clean jokes. I have some friends who are very the opposite. And when I watch them crush, I go, oh man, they might not want me to be super clean because they're into, this dirty jokes right now.
I always go super 3rd grade at that point,
Yeah.
like really regress, go all glitter, and just go all arts and crafts,
Does that work?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your kids will laugh all day long about a fart, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, it's really not that funny. You know what I mean? It's not that funny, but all of a sudden they'll say something that made me laugh in regards to flatulence. You know what I mean? It's something so simple, so basic. And I bring that up because Isabel's got, she's like, her thing is, I'm the most unlikely looking person to have dealt it. So I'm always like, oh wow, nobody automatically blames me.
Yeah, that's a great.
Wow, do you
that's
smell
a great
that? Oh,
bit.
I do
Yeah.
too. Yeah, wow.
That's hilarious.
And they always like point out someone near me. Usually, until you get the Inquisitor, And
Well,
it
yeah.
was like,
as a Husky kid, I'm always the first one.
You
that
are the
gets
first one,
finger.
right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, it's that guy.
It's
right
the
there.
worst. As soon
Harrison,
as
come on,
someone
dude, just
farts,
own
they
up
go
to it,
Harry,
bro.
and I go, guys.
she'll talk about her guilty conscience gets to her, so she goes, it was me, and they're like, oh, Isabel, we know it's not you. No, it was. I'm just a good team player, so I'm going to take this one, okay?
That's awesome.
Oh my, no, it was you. Anyway, she's just, I'm not a comedian. I may pretend to be one on FM radio, but, she's funny. She's funny. She delivers a good joke, a solid joke. I'm looking forward to April 3rd to catching over at GuadalaHARRY's. Why don't you run through a quick schedule of some of the folks showing up and when we can catch them here in Conroe, Texas, upstairs at GuadalaHARRY's at the Riot Club.
Oh yeah. So tonight, this Friday at 8 p.m. we're gonna have Andy Huggins, and then Saturday, so tomorrow we're gonna have Andy Huggins doing a show at 7:30, and then at 9:30 we're gonna have that showcase I was telling you guys about. So we're gonna have a bunch of comedians. Andy will also be one of the comedians on the showcase. He just won't be doing an hour. He'll be doing 10 to 15 minutes.
Right on.
Then the following weekend, January 30th and 31st, we're gonna have Brian Bates, who is from the Nate Land podcast, really close friends with Nate Bargatze. Absolutely hilarious, clean comedy. Which I think will play really well here.
He's the guy I talked to you about.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And then the following weekend, February 6th and 7th, we're going to have Joe Mackey, who his tickets are selling unbelievably already. Just, he's amazing, been around for so long, done a lot of stuff.
One of your 2 nights already almost sold out.
Almost sold out
Yeah.
for, so he's going to be doing 2 shows on Friday and 2 shows
And
on
definitely
Saturday.
get your tickets in advance for
Yep.
some of these guys,
Oh, yeah.
especially if you've seen them all over on the internet. They're going to sell out. That room is not that big. What does it seat up there?
Right now, it's seeing like 120.
Oh, that's nice. Okay,
Yeah.
that's more than I thought.
We
Okay,
think that we can
fantastic.
actually get it up to 150. We're just gonna have to get pretty strategic with where we're putting
Yeah.
the chairs because we have some pretty big tables right now, and the tables don't need to be that big.
yeah.
We'll fix it. We'll fix
sure.
it. Then we got Valentine's Day shows coming up. So there's going to be
Okay.
a bunch of shows on Valentine's Day
All right.
weekend. One of them is with a guy named Chinadu, who is a Houston guy. He's absolutely hilarious. He's like the voice of U of H athletics. He's awesome.
What's his name again?
Chinadu.
Chinadu. Okay. You know this guy? You seen him?
No, but I
know
think
the
it's
name.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So Valentine's, I saw a couple of different shows.
Oh, yeah.
There were 2 or 3 different icons that I really, and it didn't get specific yet.
No, so yeah, those will just be showcases for Valentine's Day. So that's the whole idea.
I'll stop you there because I want to bring you in after that. And the only thing after that I want to pre-mention, because I know she's going to sell out, is Isabel Hagen, of course, on April 3rd. Buy your tickets in advance for that. But Valentine's should be the anchor here, because I feel like if it's a fair weather friend, if the date's a casual or a long time
There we go.
relationship.
There we go.
We've been
There we
together
go.
for years,
Years.
and we need to really make it fun. And we're not going to dance. We're not going to just pop a bottle of champagne. We'd like to laugh and enjoy ourselves tonight. And I think Valentine's brings that. Where it's not a hand holder necessarily. We had dinner. We handhold for 20 years. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy ourselves. This is our night together. We go home with a smile and an experience.
I just think the opportunity, but think about it. If you live up here this way, Woodlands, Conroe area, whatever, instead of having to drive all the way into the city, right? Or Uber all the way down, Uber all the way back, or drive and make a bad decision coming back, which God forbid we do.
then
that,
you're a
right?
bad guy. Hey,
Right?
I went to dinner.
I mean, my goodness. But we have the opportunity to see stuff right here locally.
Yep.
He's a drunk.
I mean,
Yeah. I went to dinner, and damn, it's tough. It's a tough. But it helps to save lives, keeps other people safe. It's considerate, and so it requires public transportation of some kind, whether it be an Uber, a Lyft, or
and it's a
friend
heck
or
of a lot
DD.
less expensive than going down the city.
Oh, why don't you just let your wife not drink? Well, that's not going to help anything. You know what I mean? That's why we don't let her not drink and be my DD. I mean, that's not the plan at all. As a matter, it's actually the counter plan. And she comes home sober, not laughing. You know what I mean? It's like, wow.
But we just went to GuadalaHARRY's. We went to the Riot Club. We had a fantastic time.
right down the
and
street.
we're close to home.
That's
fantastic.
right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Where can they find you? Where can they buy tickets? Tell us a little bit about that before we let you.
Yeah, you guys can go to riotconroe.com. That's going to be the best place to find everything. And then from there will be a ticket link to go to our Eventbrite page. And I honestly would tell everybody, go follow the Eventbrite page. When you follow that, you'll get notifications whenever we announce new headliners that are coming in. So you'll get to see the tickets. You can go snatch them up quickly before they sell out.
Okay.
And you can just stay up to date with what we're doing. Also on Instagram at Riot Conroe. We're posting a bunch of stuff there. We'll probably start posting clips too of like the shows that happen. So that'll be like fun videos and stuff like that. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, and the page will let you click it, and you can see some of the YouTube channels from some of these artists and some of the comedians that are coming out, and really get to know if it's your suit, and make sure it's a good. If you're laughing in the first 5 minutes of watching the video, it's worth going to. And the tickets are ranging really inexpensive. And I don't want to throw any prices, so you get the freedom to change those as artists get introduced to the circuit. But they're definitely a modest ask. And I think keeping us local without adding those costs, it's an economical night.
Yep.
With a great value and,
Absolutely.
and a lot of potential. We hope the best for you guys. And
Absolutely.
Congratulations
Congratulations
for having us.
Super excited.
We're super excited to be here. Excited to bring comedy to Conroe.
There we
That's
go.
our
We'll do
big
what we
thing.
can. Folks, we'll be right back after this with more of the Texas Ticket Show.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn your radio.
Hey, this is Andrew from the Audience of One show, airing Fridays at 10 a.m. on Montgomery County's favorite radio station, 106.1 and 104.5 FM, and streaming on irlonestar.com. Make sure to listen to me and the Lieutenant of Merriment, self-proclaimed funny man Dick Schisler, with our unique blend of observational humor, antics, and odd news stories. Available on all podcast forums and even YouTube if you're the kind of person who likes to watch. For more information, visit us at irlonestar.com/AOO.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.
Welcome back to the Texas Ticket Show. My name is Derrick Carlson. I'm Vice President of Sales with First America Homes here in the Woodlands. Armando, it's been a heck of a show so far, and boy, we've got a lot more to go, don't we?
We do. Well, we've got Jennifer here in the studio, Miss Lundquist.
Yes.
Glad she's here today. She's going to share a little bit of stuff with us.
Absolutely.
But First America Homes, Signorelli, right?
Yeah, so we're really, really excited. We got a bunch of new stuff coming this year. 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for us from a growth perspective. So really, really excited to have the opportunity to spend some time with you, but also to talk about what we got going on, which is going to be awesome. So number of new communities coming this way, highlighted by Valley Ranch. So for our listeners out here who are familiar with 99 and 59, the premier outdoor retail spot in the city of Houston in terms of foot traffic, we've got 3 new collections coming to that area, which people will be able to stop by and visit starting in roughly July of this year. So extremely excited to bring residential back to arguably one of the most successful retail spots.
Southwest area, right?
On the northeast side of town.
Northeast?
Yeah. So
Cypress?
you're talking New Caney area?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You're bringing it in a little closer.
59,
Okay.
99 on the northeast side of town. It's going to be fantastic.
Y'all doing any work out in Walker?
We're looking that way. I don't have
Okay.
anything to
All
announce yet, but we're coming. As is most everything, right?
So much,
Heading
yeah.
north.
They just did the new Lifelight choppers that are coming out there. I think my company GuadalaHARRY is doing a piece on it. Should be out the end of the week, and everybody came out, and that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long, housed Lifelight pilots and dispatch in a building like a fire station.
Wow.
And they're 2-3 of these amazing choppers. One of them's a bus. It's a Lifelight bus.
Really?
Yeah, where multi-car accidents and most all of
wow.
the Lifelight choppers can hold like the parents and the kids.
Okay.
Rather than if you just went in an ambulance, you may not have the room to bring the kids, and then an officer would probably bring them,
Right.
to wherever they took you. But I think all those are just parts of cultivating good community.
Absolutely.
And I think the home buying a home has always been the dream. You know, everybody wants to get a home and be a part of a community. They can come do cool stuff like go to comedy clubs and, you know, farmers markets on their
Absolutely.
corner. But they got to dig in somewhere first. And,
sure.
and you know, I like the Lexington Heights and some of these other neighborhoods that are, you know, good starter projects and
Absolutely.
starter homes that are, you know, rather than go for all the glam, it's got that glam, but it's in a first home buyer position.
Well, I think the cool thing is you'll be able to get a little bit of that and to move up in the Valley Ranch opportunities. So really, really excited about that and can't wait to talk more about it when as we get closer to the launch.
Yeah, I'm excited about seeing what you can do over in Walker eventually. I know you're going there. Look,
As is everybody, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I also wanted to mention, you know, we brought a lot up about the Riot Club over at GuadalaHARRY's, but it is a music venue and restaurant and bar downstairs. We failed to even mention that.
Yeah.
You know, every day the guy's got a free buffet from like 3 to 6, absolutely free.
As I was driving in today, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I heard the music blaring from the balcony upstairs. So it's a pretty awesome spot.
Dan Enos will be there for a free concert. He's a music teacher as well as a musician. Plays a lot of local venues. He's featured on our Christmas album.
Okay.
This show has a Christmas album.
How about that?
Yep.
Who knew?
Yep. Dan Enos wrote, I think it was Hot Chocolate Christmas, and you know, it's not quite like, you know, Dolly's Hard Candy Christmas, but you know, it's up there, you know, and you can catch that on one of the links. We'll put that down below. He'll be out there January 30th for a free show over at GuadalaHARRY's, and that's at 219 Simonton Street here in Conroe.
Super easy to get to.
Yeah, and let's get started with Jennifer Lundquist here in the studio. Lundquist, am I saying that right, Jennifer?
You are.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you look fabulous. Glad to have you here. And tell us a
Thank
little bit about
you.
yourself. What's going on?
Well, I'm a mom of 4,
Okay.
3
Wow.
college kiddos, and 1 in junior at the Woodlands High School. And I'm in real estate with JLA. So if you need anything in regards to that, I'd love to help you.
Okay.
Make the biggest purchaser sale that you'll probably ever do. And
Yeah.
my phone number to reach me at for that would be 832-656-0266. You just pack, I got your back. And I'm currently really into fitness.
I saw that, you know, and truth be told, that's why I called you.
Okay.
It's the truth. You know, I like to be forthright about my programming here. You know, straightforward.
You need some
know.
strong
World
ones. Some
fit.
strong ones.
World fit. You know, you're doing a fine job. You know, and I heard you're in and not just to be my sentiment, you're in a competition.
I am. I had a friend that encouraged me to be accepted into the Miss Health and Fitness competition.
Okay.
And voting starts in just a couple days. And I've just tried myself to stay active and challenge my body, stay strong. It's really helped me, my mind, you know, and actually has helped me accomplish a lot. It's the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
Something
sure.
you should give to yourself.
So, well, tell me about the contest. What's this contest about?
Okay, so I was accepted as one of the contestants. So basically, I have something that I can share for Miss Health and Fitness where you can vote. You can kind of.
Oh, we vote you.
You have to vote.
Okay. All right.
So it's going to take a lot. It takes an army, right?
It takes an army. So what numbers do you need to be able to qualify? Like what's a good total? What's a subpar total? What does that look like?
It's hard for me to know because I don't know what the other contestants will get.
Gotcha.
So if you go to Miss Health and Fitness, you'll see my name, Jennifer Lundquist, or if there's somewhere we can actually share where they could just click on it.
Miss Health and Fitness. Yeah, we can share that link.
Right.
Sure.
So you'll see that voting opens.
I'll do your lead photo on the tag. We'll probably get more views.
Let's go.
Yeah. You know we will.
I need your help. I need your help.
Come on, man, that's brutal. Why would you say that? I'm your co-host.
I already know how many views I'm getting.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
Hey, CPs.
so January 26th at 9 a.m. is when it opens up. And if you would support me, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And who do you compete against? What do the other ladies look like? Have you looked at the competition?
I can't see them until the 26th when voting opens.
Okay. And did they do this last year?
They do it every single year. I just
Have
didn't.
you looked at some of the competition, the winners from the years before, and did you feel like you're in it?
Possibly. I'm also going to be in the Maxim one. but that one's not going to be till next month.
Okay. All right. Where's
So-
the maximum one in Houston?
It's online.
Is it a
It's
category?
online.
It's
Is it
an
a particular
it's Maxim,
category?
like the magazine Maxim.
Oh, okay.
It's a contest for that.
Okay.
Can we post that one too?
I can try. I can try.
It's gonna turn into a whole nother show.
The maximum. What's the how do you is it fitness?
Right. It's fitness, but more sexy.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean,
You already
what
know.
do you mean?
You already more lingerie type things.
Okay. And for the one that we're talking about, tell me again what it is
This one opens up on the 26th.
and what's it called?
Miss Health and Fitness.
Miss Health and Fitness. And the website for that to go vote
Is-
one more time.
mshealthandfit.com.
I gotta go look. MS Health.
mshealthandfit.com.
A-N-D
So
and-
misshealthandfit.com.
The whole word and fit.
Yes.
.com. Okay.
And then Jennifer Lundquist. But if you let me go on your site, they're just going to have to click on one name.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I started reading the words. I mean, I really do. I read the articles now. And I think this is going to be a big help to making do you do a bio? Do you do give them a breakdown?
Yes, sir. Everything is listed when you go to Miss Health and Fitness and you click on Jennifer Lundquist. It tells everything about my journey and why health and fitness is so
Okay, so
important
Tim,
to me.
give me some key points. Give me why
So
we're
what-
voting for
Why?
Jennifer. Other
Okay.
than
It's a
the
great
world,
question.
because
What?
Why?
yeah,
Just
why? Yeah.
Okay, ready. What fuels your passion? What fuels my passion for health and fitness? I'm passionate about health and fitness because I love the way it makes me feel, the way it boosts my energy, the way it keeps me positive, and it helps me stay healthy, both physically and mentally. And that's a big one. I know a lot of people that are struggling with mental health. And if you can relieve stress on a daily basis or on most days, then you can receive more and you're able to handle things better.
They say the last guy to the gym is the first guy to the senior living community.
Oh.
The last guy out of the gym.
And to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't go. You're the first one in that line.
Yeah. But the key is, I like it because you can only be your best you, you know?
Do you do any in your private time? Do you do any alternate I don't know, yoga would be an easy one, an underhanded pitch.
That is
but
my
then
least
there's,
favorite yoga.
Other things more of the Asian arts as far as workouts and those kind of things go. What is it called? There's a few different things that they do for staying fit. It's more of a Zen lifestyle. And tell me about what practices do you do? I know your day to day.
Well, about 7:15 a.m. I'll be at the gym doing cardio, most likely stair stepper or treadmill on like a 21 or a 30 incline, walking frontwards and backwards. Where you're feeling it. You're feeling like it within the few
backwards
minutes.
part is pretty brutal, yeah.
Oh, I love the way that
I'm
feels.
still breaking down on the frontward part. Yes, there's
It,
that.
it can get dangerous if you're not paying attention.
Literally, yeah. Literally.
Or if you throw someone off that's
I wanna
next
be
to you.
turning around. Yeah.
Yeah, you should stay forward for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or
100%.
hold on.
What else? Well, I mean, what else
Then I go to weight training Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and is my leg days. Tuesday and Thursday is my arm days. Everything includes your core because that's what centers your whole entire body. There's a lot of men that have back issues because their core is not strong.
Yep.
I learned from being in a car accident a while back, a red light runner, that my neck, I wasn't functioning with my neck until I worked my smaller muscles in my traps. So now I have like really ripped traps. But that was a goal for me
I got
because
a chill just then.
yeah,
Go ahead.
you got to
Sorry.
just everything connects in your body. So you just got to keep it all healthy. I do core every single day.
Woo!
On the core.
And then
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday, I typically go in and just move my body. It's like a playground.
So,
Loving it.
So what was the event that got you started?
Zumba?
Was it the
Zumba.
car accident? Was it everyone's fitness journey starts someplace, right? Whether it was something that you started as a youngster, for me, I'm an old guy now. When I was getting ready to turn 50, I'm like, I don't like the way that I look. This is ridiculous. I'm not going down like this.
Right.
So it was a conscious decision for me, and I remember the exact day when I made that decision. What was it for you?
I just didn't feel like myself.
Okay.
I felt like I was a mom. I didn't feel like myself. And then I actually put myself in a fitness competition for Lifetime Fitness
Okay.
over in Itascita. And I was like second from the top number wise. Like I had lost 23 pounds fat and gained 24 pounds of muscle in 60 days.
Wow.
Feels good though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, and you know, I was thinking, you know, when I asked the question, I know it led into some good humor, but my point was like Zumba, yoga, this kind of routines. There's other practices that are considered also aerobic or healthy that can be done in a casual way. I mean, other than let's get into what you cook for dinner every night, you know, and you really dissect your health program. But I assume that's so variable.
I mean, definitely. I've learned to push protein because I was always lacking that. Then you don't get the muscle even if you work for it. You could actually lose muscle. And then on top of that,
a push protein diet.
You have to have enough protein, like half your weight in protein, to sustain your
So
muscle.
I'm 200 pounds. I need 100 grams of protein.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
And
Actually,
you probably
it's
wouldn't
almost-
guess what
it's
I
almost
weigh.
Double that.
I was assuming more.
It's
Yeah,
1 gram per pound of body weight typically if you're super active,
And that's mending every tear,
which is
you know.
really, really difficult to do.
It is. You
Even
know,
on a good day. I mean, I
get
love my
those- get
steaks,
those-
but it's like, how do you get 200 grams of
a lot
protein
of
in
tuna can foldovers.
it? Apparently so.
That's me. That's my
Yeah.
fridge. All the flavors. But you can only have that so much a week.
I get bad
It's bad for
acid
your
from
brain.
Too much canned tuna.
bad
You
for
know,
your
if I
brain.
get fresh tuna, I'm good. But if I get canned tuna, it kind of gets
Yeah.
me. You know, but all the same, you know, but one can's like 18 grams of protein, which is good luck finding that anywhere else. I mean, but the really good thing I found about that protein watch, if you will, was how little we're actually consuming.
Yeah.
Little to none. I mean, you'd be shocked if a whole day went by and you ate 8 grams of protein.
Exactly.
And you think about it, for a lot of times, like, women typically are like, okay, well, I'm not going to eat. Well, how detrimental is that? Really,
Or when they
right?
say they're fasting, my body can't do it. I need
My
to be
body
eating-
can't
I
either,
need to be eating
but
something.
I'm
My brain won't
empowered
function.
by the
Yeah,
Almighty when I'm
absolutely.
fasting. Now, you go on your diets, do whatever you want. If I say I'm doing it for God, I some reason I can coast right through it. If I did it for me, I need an ice cream bar or a bowl of cereal before the night's over. I broke down. We didn't make it. I didn't make it. I swear to you, every time I do it for him, and I will get it done. You know, it happens, and I'm comfortable. And at the end of the day, I'm telling myself I think I could pull another. And without that, when I'm considering a diet, I can't make it. I can't make it. So I give that to God. But you know, I would say if that's something you wanted to do, but it shouldn't be a diet program. I mean, that's not the
I can't
idea.
function like that.
That's not the plan there. That's
Yeah, well,
different.
people really miss the eating component, right? I mean, they say, abs are made in the kitchen more than they are actually in the gym. The reality of that is, at 55 years old, I can tell you, at the gym is important, but boy, food is incredibly important. The decisions that you make when you're eating, how you're doing it, what you're preparing, the consistency that you put yourself through or don't put yourself through,
The portion.
is absolutely huge, right? The weekends are the weekends, and yeah, I want to enjoy my weekends, right? I want to have a beverage perhaps from time to time, but at the same time, you understand what the implications are when you make that decision, right? And so, it's important to be consistent throughout, but to have a plan more than anything else. I'm sure you'd agree with that.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
And some cheese.
And instead of a beverage, you relax.
Covered in Alfredo sauce, and my buddy walked by, and he's like, "You might as well just pour that right into your butt, because that's where it's going." Yeah,
geez.
he's like, "It's going straight to your cheeks, bro." I'm like, "I'll be fine." Yeah, that's college days, and since I've, we manage my diet completely different. But again, perspective, night and day, and how you look at it, and I think the mind controls the body. My heart doesn't beat unless my mind tells it to. My lungs don't breathe unless it tells it to.
Yeah.
But some of these things are innate. One that's not is the discipline and how you manage yourself. I mean, I can abuse myself. I can, be conservative or however I want to play my diet. And, that's up to you. Self-control is always a really good starter.
Absolutely.
And management, finding good proteins, finding good things like that. Outside diet, what else do you do to try to stay as fit as you can? And if you want to tell us your age and
47.
Oh, wow.
Just turned 47.
Okay. You don't look 47.
Well, thank you. I think what I do is I put some really healthy people in my life.
Okay. That's a good call, too.
And people that I know that they're there for me, and I've released stress that is unnecessary, because stress is really what gets you.
In
all
negative way
aspects.
For weight gain, you think? No, I would agree.
Well, cortisol
attitude,
directly
weight
from
gain,
stress, right?
cortisol, everything. You can be, I was in the gym the same amount that I'm in now, except now I've kind of pushed and challenging myself a little bit more. And I didn't realize that I was stressed and I wasn't getting the results. So it's just really important to give yourself 30 minutes of cardio, move your body every day. It's a game changer. If you don't want to get out of bed, just get out of bed. And once you start moving your body, you're going to feel a whole lot better.
Well, the housing market's doing really well, and you're a realtor as your primary occupation, right?
I am, yes.
So is it how's that playing out right now for you as far as work goes?
It's good. It's good. So the market might be a little slow because of the holidays, but it's definitely picking up, and the tax rates are going down. And so I'm really excited about that.
You've been over to any First America Homes?
I haven't.
Yeah, so we have 16 outlets throughout the city of Houston right now. Conroe, Willis area, we're pretty heavy in that area, Magnolia. We get out as far west as Sealy, down into Beasley and whatnot. So a lot of different opportunities. But I would agree with you. I think, when you look at the market and what we've been through, so 25 was a pretty rough year for all of us. Regardless of how good you were, the challenges were certainly there. I think what we've seen over, and maybe you would agree with this, over the last couple weeks, the first couple weeks of the year, we've certainly seen a kind of an increase in activity. People, if they're not necessarily coming out to the communities, they're actually inquiring about what's going on.
Definitely.
I think people are tired of the situations that they've been in, right? And they felt like they've been stuck, especially a lot of folks that own their own homes and have the 3% interest rates. But life happens, right?
Right.
And our job is to basically make sure that people have opportunities for those stages in life as things change, whether it's, births, divorces, marriages, those types of things, and those opportunities, they don't wait, right? Our job is to make sure that we can take care of them during those times.
I love when it
100%.
all aligns, consideration meets salesmanship, where these are all the things I need to do to help me get in my first home. And your salesmanship is realize these as opportunities to sell these homes, but it can easily be translated to just consideration.
Why? And that's why you need a professional who can help guide you through, the experience, right? Because how many people do this? No one does it every day, right? We do it every day.
Knowledge
it's part
is
of
power.
what we do, right?
100%.
And when you think about, education, how many hours of classroom, work did you do in high school? 0, right? In college, 0. It took you, to get your real estate license to be able to then, feel comfortable in going through an experience like this. Most people don't have that. So the opportunity to work with someone like yourself who's got that experience. Talk to us about, helping people and how that feels as part of your journey.
It's pretty exciting. So I would say 2 things that stand out that has made a difference to some families is that I helped a couple that was in their 20s get into a home, and they were the first generation in generations that have owned a home.
Oh, well.
It was credit. They didn't have bad credit. They just didn't have credit. No credit is considered bad credit, right? There's no track record. Yeah. So I worked with a lender to find out how to build their credit in 30 days. Do y'all know how to do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
So what you do is you have somebody that they trust or that trusts them add their names to the credit card, and they get their credit history for that 30 days, and it raises their credit significantly. But the credit card can't be paid off prior, and it can't go down to 0. It has to show something on the credit card for it to work.
Maxed out. I'm a licensed LO, and I'll tell you, they one of the things we look for is not you didn't take every dollar we offered you. You didn't need it all.
Right.
You didn't use. You chose to use revolving credit as a choice. Mm-hmm. So, and these things are visible easily if you just look at it. And one of the things, it doesn't usually include medical. We don't usually include student loans as impediments to getting the loan. So there's a lot of ways to get your paper done and get it out there. But I as a realtor, I think the real touch is that real in tune with the community. Let me ask you this: so just say I got a house, or a friend of mine's got a house, right? And he's been asking me, what do I think? Well, I think you ought to let me sell it for what you're asking for, because the realtor is going to tell you, let's raise that price, possibly, maybe not. But if it's under the value, why would you put it so low? I would assume something's wrong with this home if you're listing it way below the value. So you'd acknowledge the values, the comps, and all these other things in the community, and with what we could lend to sell it for, right? Lend to sell it for.
Right.
And the key word is lend to sell it for, because I could buy it cash at a different price altogether. So we're only concerned
It depends.
with local
You just would be
comps.
saving on,
Now, local
overall.
comps are just about financing, right? So if I need to finance the house or to put it some gauge.
100%. You only have to appraise out if you need lending.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't even need a home inspection.
Same
do
thing
I?
with an inspection.
Do I still need a home inspection
Nope.
if it's a cash buy and it's an investment?
Nope.
Right. Do I need a realtor?
Yes.
So when you talk
Yes.
about the
No.
value of realtors, though, depending
But
on
we
the
do it
situation,
legally.
When you think about the value, it depends on the realtor, right? I think. When you're
First of all,
talking
you
about-
can hire me and you can also fire me. So why not
What
give
if
me
my
a chance?
buddy wants me to sell his house because I might know a guy that might want to buy his house?
Can you
Can I sell it
cover
for him?
anything that he can go back on for 10 years if there's an issue with that house? Because my broker can.
True. So there's a lot of values in the other regard. But could I?
If you're not being smart, you could.
So the answer is yes.
How about that?
The answer is yes, right? So I had some questions on that and whether it was possible. Now, I wouldn't buy a house without a home inspection either, but nobody wanted to stop me there. So, but yeah.
Well, you asked if you could.
Yeah. So can I? Right. The question is, could you possibly do it? So when we look at the agent on-site thing that you do,
Sure.
How does that work?
Yeah. So one of the benefits that new construction provides is, you can see, you can touch, you can feel, what the home could look like,
Okay.
the potential opportunities that you have for design and things of that nature. But where we get our biggest bang for our buck is our realtor partners, right?
Yeah.
These guys have folks that are selling a home, looking to buy another one. They're
Coordinating.
going to church. They're in social groups with folks, and they're meeting people and engaging with folks that are looking for opportunities. So yeah, people can come to us without an agent, but the reality is our partnership with our realtors is really the key to the ball game. At First America, we're about 70. The number was 77% of our transactions involved a real estate professional, and I'm glad to pay realtors 3% or more, depending on the situation. But the reality is, without quality guidance, without understanding what the experience should look like, it's really, really difficult.
And you
folks.
handle so much of the stress that goes along with the home purchase on your end.
We'll make it the easiest transaction that a realtor's ever had.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But the reality is, for me to get folks to engage with us, a lot of times, 77% of the time, in fact, in 2025, it came from a realtor partner.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not just, they're not selecting a home,
Yeah.
just selecting one. They're also, we need to make sure that they don't add new credit or pay off all their debt or do anything that's not going to allow them to move in and get the keys. Like they don't submit all their paperwork. There's really got to be somebody on the buyer side.
Yeah.
And there's
absolutely.
laws and training that we go to make sure we're not messing up a form or, missing a deadline or anything like that. So it's just, I feel that it's a really good idea to have a realtor.
I do too. I just wanted to poke the bear. Jennifer, you got some other things coming up.
I do.
Yeah, we've got just a few minutes left, so I wanted to make sure we had a chance to mention it if
Okay.
you want to rattle through. So now, really quick, just to wrap, you've got the Miss Fitness, and we've got that link we'll put down there and
Okay.
some photos, if you'll allow that.
Yes, sir.
I'd love to share that. I think we get a lot more views that way.
I'm so excited.
And we get a lot of views if Derrick would cry on the program. I think we'll
Hey,
get a
you
lot
keep
more
talking. I just might.
views. Oh wow.
That's a possibility.
We're gonna get you over GuadalaHARRY's before you know
Let's
and
go.
stuff like that. Wow!
And I know we have to go, but we in
Showed it out.
April Sound, man-gated community. We have a huge open house Sunday, January 31st from 12 to 4.
Okay.
Come and see the backyard oasis, therapy hot tub, and
Someone's
upgrades
got a
galore.
flop out there. You're gonna have a
Yeah,
party at.
I'll
Okay.
show up.
Okay, fantastic. And they can reach out to you at your number to go see that. right?
832-656-0266.
Excellent. And Jennifer, you want to share any pages, any links, anything you'd like to shout out with the crowd other than your phone number?
There's so many that I have here. Should we just put them on your site?
You can just give them to me. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have anything off the cuff you wanted to mention really quick? Maybe one. Pick one of those. Give me your highlight.
Okay,
One you need to mention.
so
That one you talked to me about.
the Deep Roots.
Whatever. Pick
Okay.
one.
There's a Vineyards Deep Roots Paint Party kicking off 2026 with a hot lineup, and that's located at 18444 Plantersville in Texas.
That address throws me. Deep Roots Vineyard is
I don't know.
right off that 149.
Yeah,
like
it
you're
sure
coming
is.
through
Aggie
Tomball.
Expressway, yeah.
And I keep trying to go to Bernhardt looking for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Over on 105. But it's over off the Parkway,
Yep.
the big one. And it's over by Colton.
Yep.
That little
Right down
area
the
of
way.
the neck of the woods over there. Yeah. And you got to pass the Renaissance Festival exit by one and come back to it. It's really... Man, I needed a digital radar to find the place. It was tough.
Well,
We
check
found
them
it.
out. Check
It's
them
a
out because
Deep Roots
January
is cool.
23rd they have Mr. Wonderful 80s Paint Night at
Oh, yeah.
7:30.
Elton
Wonderful.
John. Elton John. That's
And
the Rocket
then,
Man.
yeah, the following day on the 24th, they have More Than a Feeling at 7 p.m. So
Boston
You did
Pick your
Boston,
jam,
yeah,
pick your
yeah,
jam.
all
Look
right.
at that.
Saw Boston live once.
Yeah.
I did at the summit.
and for tickets, you go to eventbrite.com.
You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, I sure
don't.
I'm not saying a word. Not saying a word.
Folks, we have a few other quick events I want to mention before we wrap here today. And special thanks to Jennifer Lundquist for coming out on the show today. Thank you for giving your time to us, and you got my vote.
Thank you for inviting
You
me.
do. You really do. Looking forward to the Isabel Hagen show over at the
gonna be a
Riot
good one.
Comedy
It's gonna be a good
Club.
one.
Yes, sir. April 3rd, 7:30. The Lone Star Throwdown over at the Convention Center Fairgrounds. This is one of the biggest car aftermarket shows other than the SEMA convention out in Florida. They got it going on. It is a bit unruly, and so they say, maybe a little crazy. But maybe crazy is what you're looking for. So you can go down to the Lone Star Fairgrounds to see the Lone Star Throwdown February 20th through 22nd. Tickets are on sale for that now. You can bring your vehicle, get involved. Dan Enos, like we mentioned, free show over at GuadalaHARRY's. That'll be January 30th. Chad Prather and the Ragamuffins are playing at Lucy Blues,
yeah.
right? That's crazy to me. It's big fish, small tank. I mean, that nice.
It's gonna be a great show.
Intimate atmosphere. You
Absolutely.
get to meet the guy. There's no way you can not meet the guy. I mean,
Literally.
yeah. So there's not a green room. You're gonna pass him on the way to the men's room. I mean, you and Chad Prather are gonna be hanging out.
There we go.
That evening is scheduled for what was it? Lucy Blues from 8
to 10,
12,
8 to 11.
8 to 11. January 23rd. There it is.
There it is.
That's this weekend. Zach Rushing comedy. He's going to be over at Do-Si-Do.
Okay.
And one of our local guys, great comedian. He's super funny guy. Eric Knowles, he was on the show last week, also a comedian. He'll be at Do-Si-Do, the Big Barn, on March 8th. And don't forget all of our, all our farmers markets and whatnot. We have consistently being held over at the KOA campground on Highway 105 West, going towards Montgomery. And we have the one downtown Main Street Market, downtown Conroe, right here on the square.
Let's go.
And it happens every single weekend. Great way to meet some of the upcoming bakers, producers of everything from vanilla extract to English muffins. You know what I mean? I am all about it. I get my eggs, my meat, my milks now.
All in
I'm
one
cutting
stop.
my own herbs, with scissors and trays. It's fabulous.
What an experience.
Yeah,
Sounds
I
lean
don't
and
care what
green.
they put on the label at Walmart anymore. I don't really care. We went somewhere else. So, guys, thank you for watching the show. Thank you, Derrick. Thank you,
bet.
Jennifer. I
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on, and thank you, Lone Star Community Radio, for having us today. We look forward to seeing you next week
Let's
on the
go.
Texas Ticket. Let's go.
Lone Star Radio.